Hi all, this is my quick overview of the new URC Total Control Sonos module. So this will be my very first attempt to show you how it works. It has some great features, it looks great, although we might find little tiny bugs. URC is aware of them and they're working on it. So let's not forget that Sonos is a very complicated system. It has multiple services and all those services are different APIs, so they did a great job putting that all together. And remember, the Sonos module is a free module, so let's see what it is, what it can do. In my case, I'm going to use Play 5 with the built-in amplifier and speaker. Of course, it would be great if you used the Sonos Connect without amplifier. Connect that to a DMS audio system, and you have streaming audio to all the zones, volume feedback on the remote, so now we can control the volume. We can press volume up and down, but we won't see any volume slider. That's mainly not needed because you're controlling the Sonos in the zone you're in, so you can hear it. But for a Connect that does multiple zone, it's nice to have the volume slider on all of the interfaces. So first things first, import the TCM file. You can download it on the control room under 2A modules. There's also the instruction to install this, but once you installed it, then you import the TCM file with the button that says import TCM files. Remember, always restart accelerator after you import a TCM. Go to step 4. Under my IP database, audio, Sonos, zone player, you will find it. Press add, and here we go. There are two setup steps that needs to be done in accelerator. There is a load of cool features that can be done with the Sonos, so we can send commands to the Sonos, but we can also get strings from the Sonos, save them as a variable, do an if else. Let's say we press play with the Sonos app and the Sonos starts to play. We can then say if the Sonos player starts to play, turn on a third-party amplifier or whatever. So I will take you to all the advanced stuff later. Let's now go to step 6, non-URC devices. Of course, Sonos is a non-URC device. You will find it. Give it a unique IP address, so not the IP address of the Sonos. Remember, the Sonos has no static IP. There's no way to set up a static IP for the Sonos. You can do MAC binding, but that's not required. This module works on MAC address. So enter a unique IP address. In my case, I say 0001. If I would add a second Sonos play, I would give it 0002. The port number is already filled out for you. Ping is there's no use to ping, so we can ping, but of course it will say something. Go to step 10, accelerate like normal. Then the magic happens in step 11. Find your Sonos module, and on the bottom you will find the MAC address. So delete whatever it says and enter your MAC address. Now you can find it with the Sonos software or at the back of your Sonos. I use my Sonos software. Go to help on the top, info about my Sonos system, and please note that there's a MAC address which is also your serial number with a unique digit behind it, the 7. Forget about the 7, you don't need the 7, just stop at the 6. So let's take a look again. The 6 should be a last character. IP address, you can ignore that. So the other step is 12, accelerate like always. In my case, I just have one Sonos. Jump to the module, do nothing else. Well, if I click here, I could do a TCL command, so I can select the Sonos again, and I can send stuff to it, so set a volume. that whenever my Sonos starts from a URC system, it starts a specific volume. So there's all kinds of cool features in there. Set mute, previous, get title, get artist. We can save the artist in a variable, and then we can do an if else based on, let's say an artist has jazz in the name, and we can save the result. The one when jazz comes back, we can do a special light scene or mood, or remember the Philips Hue with all the nice colors, and you can go crazy on this. So this is send a command, send a query or a command to the Sonos, and there's also the edit automation macro, which is a constant query for anything that's happening on the Sonos. So let's say the end user opens the Sonos app, starts playing music. Well, we can build a macro with the MRX 10 or 20, and soon with the 8. Then we can say whenever the customer does a play, so when it goes on play, it can execute a macro. So we can start a third-party amplifier or go crazy. You can do whatever you like. That's up to you to find out how it works and what it does. For now, we just stick with URC and Sonos. So here we go. We got the iPhone 6 with this correct screen, so don't mention my screen, it's stupid silly. But it works, so we can, here we go. So a nice looking two-way module. It downloads directly from your Sonos. So if I look, I got two services over there. If I go to my Sonos software, here we go. So I got Spotify and TuneIn. If I go back to my main screen, you'll find I got two services running, TuneIn and Spotify. TuneIn will work straight away, no need for setup. Spotify requires a one-time connection, so you need to connect your premium account to the module. So in order to do that, it tells you to go to tinyurl.com and a special number. So sorry, it's hard to film two things at a time. Let's go. tinyurl.com, and then it says a special unique code. Here we go. NGK MVXU. Here we go. It opens a Spotify and Sonos page, and it says, sorry guys, it's in Dutch, but it says connect your Sonos to your Spotify account. So Sonos and Spotify need to be connected. This is the way to do so. It says log in with Spotify or create a new account. In my case, I already have an account, so I can use login, and then I can choose Facebook or enter my username and password. I'm going to try to use Facebook because I think my system already knows my username and password. Here we go. Oh, there's my Facebook icon, and it now says cancel or approve or go or whatever you translate. Then it says Spotify is now connected to your system. You can return to the Sonos app or close this window. So we close the window. If I remember right, this should go away, but in case not, we just press OK. Here we go. And now it shows my playlist. There's a queue button, so if you put stuff in queue, press the little button. Now my playlists are old and connected to Rhapsody accounts and all kind of weird stuff, so that might not work. So let's see if I can play anything from my playlist.
I think I've had enough.
There we go. Got a cover art. And it's playing. So we can volume. Volume down. So in theory it's very fast, but because there's the sync, it's doing all kind of stuff. So this is how the 7000 looks. This is the 1080. I really like the look of the 1080. So in the top right corner you see the cover art. If we press it, I guess we're going to see it in big. Yes, all speaks for itself. We got status tracking using Sonos, it says. Perfect. This is how the 2000 looks. We got the input, we got all the services, we got a playlist, a favorite, nice pause overlay. So yeah, in all I'm very happy. Looks great, sounds great, works very smooth. I did find out you really need a stable network, guys. So whatever you do, make sure you got a stable network. Remember that some Sonos users claim to have better performance on Wi-Fi. That's a Sonos thing. I'm not sure. I don't have the wireless bridge, so I never tested it. But in the end, it needs to be stable. So play with the Sonos app, play with the Play. If that all works fine, take the next step. Go to URC. Do not go to URC and hope URC will fix the problems with Sonos or your internet connection, because it won't. Yeah, I think that's all for now. Enjoy, and hope to see you soon on training or using URC with Sonos again. Thank you. Bye bye.